Actually, it's funny because I find that he helps me more now than he did when he was alive. There was always unconditional support and love, whatever I did.
Hello， 大家好，我係 Eric， 歡迎你收睇源自你心。大家有冇試過發夢之後咧，唔明白個夢嘅意思係乜嘢咧？咁其實夢咧有好多隱藏嘅思想啊，同埋感情嘅。今日咧 Lisa 咧會入嚟，咁我會幫佢解釋佢嘅夢，亦都可以幫佢發掘到佢嗰啲隱藏嘅意思啊，同埋佢嗰啲感情嘅。咁 Lisa 嘅 first language 咧就係英文，所以我哋咧今日嘅 session 會係用英文，但係我哋亦都會有中英文嘅字幕嘅。咁我哋想 protect Lisa 嘅 confidentiality 咧，我哋唔會 show 佢嘅樣㗎。大家一齊睇下呢個 episode 啦。
Eric 袁雅尼先生喺加州阿拉米達縣政府負責推動公共衛生政策，佢有30年嘅臨床同行政領導經驗，專注於服務中度至重度行為健康患者，涵蓋焦慮、抑鬱、創傷後壓力症候群、思覺失調、危機介入以及藥物濫用治療等不同領域。
Hi Lisa, what's going on?
So it was so funny. I rarely remember my dreams, but this morning I woke up around 3 with a super vivid dream. I don't know if it's because Sunday was Father's Day, but it was related to my dad's passing. And I was at a mountainside. It felt like a ski resort. And I was looking for some part of him, which was odd because he passed in a hospital. But what I remember, I was either looking for a helmet or his glasses or something. And on the mountainside were a bunch of skulls, of people who had, I don't know, maybe jumped off the mountain and had remained there. I was just talking to my daughter this morning, and because on Father's Day, we also visited my dad and my father-in-law, but also my uncle who recently passed and my aunt who had passed in the last year, and then a cousin of mine on my mom's side who had passed 15 years ago. She had fallen while she was free climbing in Yosemite. That's what she was saying. But it is very unique that my dream is so vivid that it wakes me up. And typically when I sleep, I close our bedroom door and I realized it was open. And I was like, sometimes my father visits, right? And I'm like, okay, Dad, what are you trying to tell me? Or what do you want me? But I'm curious how I should think about that.
Tell me more about the dreams. Are there other part of the dreams that you still remember?
There was a person that took me to the mountainside. And when I was looking for whatever I was looking for, I didn't see the skulls initially. It was only after I grabbed something, then I saw all these skulls.
And what did you grab?
I thought I grabbed a helmet or a hat, and all the skulls, their mouths were open, they were screaming.
Did you hear any screaming?
No, fortunately not. It was very quiet. I thought I was at a ski place, but then later the skulls were dry. It didn't all make sense.
Yeah, was there snow on the...
When I was first looking, right, for whatever, and I ended up with the helmet, I was at the base of the mountain and it was a steep incline up.
And were the skulls on top of the snow or were they embedded in the snow?
So what's strange is with the skulls, there's no snow around them. It was a dry, like Indiana Jones with the skulls, right? They're just in the dirt. Wouldn't they be mummified almost?
Okay. Are the skulls all together or are they all scattered?
They're actually all together.
All together?
Yeah. It was a mass of them. And before I was climbing, it was I was climbing to get something. My father had passed, and so something not for him. I don't know what I was searching for, right?
Yeah. So Lisa came in with a dream, and I'm helping Lisa analyze her dream to gain some insight into the meaning behind her dreams. Next, I'm going to use a technique called free association, where I'm going to take some of the keywords from her dreams and give it back to Lisa so that she can blurt out the first word that comes up for her. And we use these as keys to uncover Lisa's repressed feelings and thoughts. So I'm going to say a few words.
Okay.
And I want you to blurt out the first word that comes to your mind. The key is not to think too much about it.
Okay.
Okay? Just some association, you can just blurt out, okay?
Okay.
And then we'll see if we can find a theme out of it, okay? And it'll be my job,
Okay.
you don't have to think too much.
Okay, sounds good.
All right? Okay. Climbing,
Hiking,
mountain,
snow top,
and snow,
pure white,
skull,
scary,
a skull with the mouth wide open,
terror,
father,
love,
when you found something, found.
relief,
Do you see any pattern here?
love, relief, and then scared
Tell me more, what makes you scared?
because death, right? Not seeing my kids, like their life, their future, all the ailments, like I told you in the past, right? After 50, it's all downhill. Just the unknown in general,
Yeah.
the lack of control over that.
I hear that you love your kids a lot.
Who doesn't? Yeah,
And you worry what the future beholds.
always,
It's the unknown that scares us.
for sure. Yeah, I'm very much about planning with an outcome, right? And therefore I have control over it. So there are things that I'm learning that I need to be more comfortable. I feel like that's a constant lesson I'm learning.
It's interesting that you talk about climbing uphill in your dream, and now you're saying after 50, we're all going downhill. Seems like you spend your life climbing uphill,
Right?
get to the top, and now you're looking at going downhill.
Yes, in so many ways.
During the free association exercise, Lisa mentioned going downhill. And going downhill symbolizes the uncertainty of future. So next, we're going to use an empty chair technique. In the empty chair technique, we try to connect the word with the action of a person so that they can truly feel the power behind how they feel. So in this case, the future self of Lisa is going to help guide the present uncertain self of Lisa how to navigate toward the future. We're going to do an exercise called empty chair. Anytime when the exercise gets too intense and you want to stop, you can let me know.
Okay.
And we can stop.
Okay.
Do it on your terms, okay? So I'm going to walk to the side.
Okay.
And this is your present self.
Okay.
You can talk, you're the future self. You can talk to your present self
Okay.
about, the future of uncertainty. How is it going to be like for this person? And what kind of wisdom can you impart to the present self of Lisa?
Okay.
Okay?
Then I'm just embodying my parents where they're like,
Okay.
everything will be fine. Sleep enough, eat well, enjoy your time now. Try and be present, because it'll all work out.
And what would your present self say to the future self?
I'm still finding that balance, and I'm learning to be more present and thankful, and I'm trying to work on understanding what's important to me and prioritizing that relative to the priorities of others around me.
And as the future self, how would you respond to that?
That is something that you'll always be juggling and is part of the adventure or journey of life. So take it one day at a time and don't feel like there's a rush because there's no one solution. That's very interesting.
Yeah, and the present self will respond by?
I hear you. It's just really hard, given who I am, to do that.
Future self?
Just do the best you can. That's all anyone can ask of you.
How was that for you?
It was funny because that's how I had, when I had on my team, right, the younger generation, that's advice I give them as well, right? be patient, remember what's important to you.
So you have a lot of wisdom and you share that.
I guess it's just harder to apply it to yourself, right? It's much easier when you're the third party.
Yeah.
And that's why there's a role of the therapist.
Yeah. And the role of the therapist is to help you find your own insight.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you talked about when you're the present self, you talked about it's really hard. When I mention hard, what comes up for you?
There are some people who have things that come really easily, or seems like it comes really easily. And I think a lot of my friends or people I know think my life is super easy. I make it look easy, but there's a lot that goes on that people don't know about. I don't show that or feel the need to show that.
What does it mean to you to not show it?
I think that's very personal, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason to expose it.
Right.
If they're truly not interested.
And you feel like most people are not interested in your personal struggle.
I think in general, when people ask you how you are, right, it's not a true, how are you question. And you know who the people who do ask you, who really you can share it with, and those who are just like, it's good, right?
Yeah.
Like I have friends told me that they now say instead of it's good, they'll like, it's okay, because they're juggling a lot. But they know that a person doesn't really care or want to know, right? But for them, that's more genuine. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting insight. I agree with that.
So even with a lot of friends around you, I feel a sense of loneliness.
Well, yeah, I think at the end of the day, right, you have to be able to rely on yourself.
Do you wish that you have someone to share?
I think I actually have a great support network that, depending on the situation,
Right.
or the time of day,
Yeah.
that I have people.
Yeah.
I always tell my kids, I have my fun friends, I have my friends that I can confide in, I have my work friends, right? Where if I had any career advice or, I just have these pockets, right? It's hard for one person to be everything to you. Even your spouse, I think your parents try to be, but as you get older and they aren't around,
Yeah.
you have to find ways to augment or supplement that.
You mentioned love when you talk about your dad.
Right.
And, your dad is not around anymore.
Yeah.
And you're trying to find a support system to kind of in place of your dad.
Right. Actually, it's funny because I find that he helps me more now than he did when he was alive. There was always unconditional support and love, whatever I did. But after he passed, if I was facing something difficult, I'd just talk to him. I'd be like, Dad, I need you to help me with this. Give me a sign, and it would come.
What are some of these signs?
I know, when I said that, it's like, what happened? Because I moved my mom up and I sold their house. So I needed to find another caregiver for my mother. And my mom prefers for that 1 day a week. So I have someone who stays with her 6 days a week, and I need that extra one. My mom really enjoys male care, so I tried to, did not work out well. One was okay, and the second one did not work at all. So I said to him, Dad, Mom really wants a male caregiver. I'm giving it one more shot. I need your help. Bring me someone good. And after that, otherwise it's gonna be a female, and Mom's not gonna be happy. The next person I tried, he's awesome. I wish I could clone him. So yeah, that was, because I was really struggling. Trying to find a male caregiver who's willing to handle an elderly, bedridden, female. Even though she's super cordial, but the hygiene stuff, it's not something that is natural for, I think, especially an Asian male to handle. So Dad stepped up.
He gave you strength.
I don't know what he did, but whatever the car, I put it out there, and
Yeah. For many people, when they have trouble self-regulating, they often look for external symbol to give them strength. In Lisa's case, it's her father. So next, we're going to do another empty chair techniques with Lisa and her father, so that she can go even further, deeper, to uncover her fear and uncertainty so that she can gain insight to navigate herself toward the future. Since you did so well with the first empty chair, I think it will be good to do an empty chair with your dad.
Okay.
Yeah. Would you like to try it?
Wait, so what's the setup?
Your dad will be sitting at this empty chair.
Okay.
And you're going to have a conversation with him about the support that he's giving you and what you're looking for, from him.
Okay.
And you can also share your love and your appreciation with him.
Yeah, I'm happy to.
Yeah. Here's your dad, Lisa.
Hi, Dad. How's Sukso and everyone? Thanks for all your help with Mom's caregiver and everything else I asked of you. I'm still working on stuff with your estate, even though you left it in perfect condition, but there's been little things, so I'm taking it slow, but I know you know that I'll get it done. I hope you're having fun with everyone. Mom is good, and I hope you've been visiting her. She's commented less about you not visiting her, so hopefully that means you've been around, but thanks for your unconditional support and love, and hope you're enjoying your time in heaven.
What do you think your dad would say to you?
He would say, you're doing great. He's like, glad to see you're still eating at Garden. Take care of yourself. And Mom.
And what would you say to him?
Don't worry, it's all good. We're fine.
How was it?
It was good. I mean, I talked to him, and I feel comfortable talking to him, so.
Yeah.
It's funny, because my dad with his temper and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's good.
With his temper, there's still a lot of warmth, I feel.
For me, there was always warmth. I think it was more with my mom, right? You see, like how differently he treated me versus my mom, right? It was frustrating, but yeah, I mean, he did the best he could. I think that generation was not very good at expressing themselves, but in his own way.
Yeah.
Which was sometimes annoying, but he knew it came from a good place. But then you hear, like, at my uncle's, I met an old friend of my uncle and his, and he told me stories about what my dad, how obnoxious my dad was sometimes, right? So I'm like, yes.
But you have a very special relationship with your dad.
And yeah, that's one way of putting it.
So going back to your dream, kind of struggling with, with your dad passing, you're struggling with the uncertainty of your future as well. We advise your current self, as a future self.
Right.
And we also link it back to your dad, your feelings about your dad.
Mm-hmm.
You lost great support in your life, but he's still in your life.
Yes.
So looking back at all these different pieces, what is some of your insight into this?
I think it's a combination of when I'm scaling, I'm also trying to figure out, because I am taking time off from work, and so I was always scaling that corporate ladder. I want to be, and how I don't want to be like those skulls, like, I've been very fortunate, right? And the flexibility I've had in the past, and the roles I've had in balancing my family, and I think that, my parents and being part of that sandwich community, that's the new paradigm.
Right.
That I'm just trying to settle and then reprioritize what's important. Find the new balance with that.
Right.
So I had a hard time doing when I was working because it was so chaotic all the time.
Yeah.
So, but now that I have so much time, it also has a different type of chaos.
Right.
That I don't love because I don't feel I have control that I don't.
Try to balance that between control and not having control, huh?
Exactly. First for myself to, take it one day. I'm like,
Yeah.
I am not a person who takes it one day at a time, right? There's always a plan,
Yeah.
and then you're working toward that plan.
Right.
And now that the kids are older, right, they have a perspective.
Yeah.
And being open to that,
Right.
and letting them figure it out, learn from their actions, like whatever their choices,
Right.
and helping for the best and supporting them through that.
Especially when something that's out of your control,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
But I could control it if they let me control it. But you can't always be controlling it, right?
Yeah.
They need to have their perspective and learn and handle the outcomes accordingly and adjust accordingly.
Perhaps moving forward, you can think about setting limit about, okay, these are things that I can control.
Yep.
These are things that I cannot control and need to let go. And letting go is the hardest part.
For sure.
You're very good at the control part because
Yes.
you set up your support system for specific things that you need support with.
Yes.
Or your career and whatnot. But
Right.
on the other hand, it's like your kids, your family, and your health, everything, it's like be okay with not having control.
Yes. That's very difficult.
Yeah.
And I don't think the kids always enjoy it, right? They do seek some guidance. So knowing when to provide that and when to let them run with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a fine balance where you let them run and then you give them some feedback and hopefully they course correct.
Yeah. It's kind
the
of
right
like
way.
your father, how he lets you run and give you support as needed.
For sure. We'll see. One day at a time, right?
One day at a time. Thank you for coming in.
Thanks for your time.
Today, Lisa came in with a dream. I help her analyze the dream, understanding the hidden meaning behind the dreams and some of the hidden emotion behind those meaning as well. And in the process, Lisa was able to find her own insight. So a tips that everyone can take from this session is oftentimes people have the ability to find their own insight. And as listener and as helper, we don't have to feel the pressure of giving them solutions. Just being a good listener is enough.